At my birthday party, Lucas aimed to please his little lover, give me a fake necklace. It made me very embarrassed right there. My lover smiled at me. Emily, your home may encounter trouble. It shouldn't be so simple. Lucas looked at me disdainfully, my frustrated appearance. Please don't let me down. Please leave here quickly, in front of everyone. I was invited out. That night, the mistress posted a Weibo update. The woman in the photo is wearing a genuine necklace, holding tightly to Lucas's hand. He told me, in fact, he truly cares. Only me. I spent the whole night alone in the biting cold wind. I scheduled the earliest surgery. The mountain path next to the villa is really difficult to walk on. When arriving at the hospital, my heels are blistered. The nurse who attended to me yesterday listened to the reason I came here, instantly amazed. Emily, are you really going to give up this child? Your uterine condition is not very good. There may be some challenges when pregnant in the future. I think you and your husband should have a thorough discussion about this topic. Are you asking about a husband? I forced a bitter smile. No need to bother anymore. At this moment, Lucas is probably in Sophia's room. He won't care if I have children. He doesn't care about me at all. I guess that even if I'm not around today, he won't be sad either. I recalled the tweet that Sophia posted. The man's palm is warm and gentle, gently placed on her waist. The colors in the photo are vibrant and striking. Lucas always appears calm, staring intently at Sophia. A longing gleamed in the eyes. What he said to me, I still remember it vividly. Your expression is so awkward. Don't let me down. Please hurry and leave thinking this way. I immediately stopped hesitating, picked up the pen. The phone suddenly rang. It turns out to be Lucas. Where are you now? Have you eaten breakfast? I gently pressed my lips together. It's a bit confusing to understand what he means. Ultimately, couldn't help but speak up. I am in the hospital now. After saying these words, I started waiting for his reaction. After all, I am his fiancé. He once valued me a lot. The man's voice was incessant. Oh, if you catch a cold, don't come back to avoid passing the illness to me. By the way, the last made outfit. Where did you put it? A sound faintly echoed in the distance. I immediately realized someone is getting dressed. Breathing sounds came from the receiver. Sophia's voice floated into my ears. Husband, I really don't want to wear her maid outfit. I just bought new underwear. Would you like to give it a try? The phone was left aside, heard faint gasps and the sound of flowing water. Husband, who do you love more, me or her? Lucas laughed softly. She is truly a unique person, a person who relies on our family. How can anyone compare to you? I struggled to hang up the phone. The pain in the lower abdomen kept coming. It filled me with inexpressible sadness. It is telling me, I just lost my child. My fiancé doesn't care about me at all. Everything is blurry. Tears blurred my vision. It felt like going back to high school again. The feeling of helplessness at losing parents returned. A car accident took away my parents. This also left the Smith family completely without financial support. Uncle John is a longtime friend of my dad. On the way home, Lucas took my hand, made a promise to me. Emily, don't be afraid. I will always be with you. We go to school and study together. Finally, got into the same university. The year I turned 18. Lucas professed his love to me with a sea of flowers. Just graduated from college. We naturally got engaged. At that time, it was clearly so happy. It feels like everything is just a dream. Lucas had some inappropriate relationships with others. I found out about this for the first time, argued fiercely with him. In the end, the matter was brought to the elders of the Smith family, vowed to break up with him. At that time, Lucas was kneeling in front of me, pleading. He said he would get better. He doesn't want to part with me. Can't imagine a day without me. Recalling the moments from these 10 years with him, I felt a wave of softness in my heart, but I forgot. Never once without cheating. Infidelity can happen many times. He had a car accident. The doctor said Lucas has a bruise on his head, may cause amnesia. He still remembers me. However, they claim to have never loved me. Sophia was promoted to assistant by him, naturally following him. Everyone knows. Sophia and Lucas are good friends. I don't believe he really has no feelings for me. Therefore, I never wanted to give up. I'm waiting for him to respond, so that he can return to me again. I'm afraid if I let go first, when he regained his composure, he felt a deep sense of regret. I really didn't expect that. Lucas will be upset about Sophia, openly accuse me. Yesterday was my birthday. Lucas gave me a necklace. I especially like it. Renowned designer Tina suddenly spoke up, accused me of carrying a counterfeit. Sophia wore a purple kippah, slowly walking towards us. The square diamond necklace on her neck sparkled in the sunlight. It looks exactly like my fake necklace, but everyone can tell at a glance which one is the real one. Emily, I know your family is facing some troubles now, but anyway, don't be so discouraged. Isn't this just losing Lucas's face? Laughter erupted among the crowd. I understand. All eyes are on me. Everyone is waiting for Lucas's reply. Lucas gently swirled the wine glass, walked over to Sophia. Emily, stop acting like a victim. Take out these fakes. It's really disappointing if you have wisdom. Let's hurry up. The bodyguard threw me out at that moment. I understood. Lucas, this is intentional. Just because Sophia caused trouble a few days ago, I showed her my true colors. He is confiding his feelings to his young lover. So, this made me feel very awkward in front of everyone. Emily, once another check is done, discharge will be possible. The nurse suddenly interrupted, brought me back to reality. I went downstairs to get an ECG. Behind the curtain, many people are undergoing checks. I suddenly heard a familiar voice. Lucas, I am currently undergoing a premarital examination. I will come to look for you in the evening. Aren't you really going to marry your sister-in-law? My heart tightened. The doctor gave me a glance. May I ask what's the matter? Don't move around randomly. My fingers are trembling a little. Listen to Chris continue speaking. Lucas, why not have an open and honest conversation with the sister-in-law? Isn't a peaceful breakup great? Additionally, don't bring up your memory loss excuse again. Otherwise, you'll run into trouble sooner or later. Chris started checking, turned up the speaker immediately. Lucas's voice resonated from over there. You may not understand. I hope to give Sophia special care. Emily has a strong personality. In order to avoid being constantly bothered by her, I feel a bit annoyed. When the doctor heard my name, the movement paused for a moment. Take another look. My face is streaked with tears. She stood up almost reflexively. Speak for me, I caught her, gently shook the head. I'm a bit unclear about when Chris left. Just feel that worn-out heart. The flame was ignited again. The past year. I truly believe his amnesia is genuine. He actually said he doesn't remember what happened between us. I naively believed his words all along. I have been waiting for him to remember the past. I hope he can return to the way he used to love me. It didn't seem very real from the beginning. At the beginning, everything is deceiving me. I hired a private detective. Help me look into Lucas's amnesia. A week later, I have obtained evidence of his forged medical records. Looking at the evidence in hand, I experienced helplessness for the first time. As a result, Lucas didn't contact me for a week, finally remembered me. You are truly courageous. It's amazing to not come home for a whole week. Please hurry to the old house. Your parents are waiting for you to come back. He suddenly hung up the phone. Take a look at the calendar. I just realized today is the Smith family's monthly gathering day. Thinking of how Uncle John and Aunt Mary have always cared for me, I organized my things, hurried to the Smith family estate. When I arrived, didn't expect Sophia to be here too. Noticing that no one was around, she walked over to me without a care. Emily is really a patient person. You don't really think Lucas is still interested in you, do you? She suddenly reached out her hand. A large ring appeared on the middle finger of the left hand. He proposed to me, although there were plans in mind. But when I saw that heart of the ocean ring, the heart trembled slightly. Just last month, the ring was successfully auctioned for $80 million at the Sotheby's auction. Everyone is discussing, who spent so much money? I once hoped, this is the birthday gift Lucas prepared for me. He was in college, once swore while pointing at the heart of the ocean in the magazine. Emily, one day, I will put this ring on your hand. It will witness the love between us. But reality is indeed like a biting cold wind. A gust of wind swept by. I can't open my eyes. Instantly felt immense fatigue. Emily, it's your turn to go now. Sophia smiled gently. Confidence is evident on the face. My fists are tightly clenched. You're really that bold. Will he definitely choose you? If he cheats once, will it not separate from you? Sophia's expression changed. The ring in hand fell to the ground at a special angle. She looked nervous, suddenly pounced on the ground. Emily, please don't treat me this way. Suddenly, a force suddenly pulled me back from behind. A heavy palm presses down on my lower abdomen. I was thrown to the ground, hands rubbing together, leaving a streak of bright red blood printed on that marble. Lucas stared at me with a dissatisfied look. What are you planning to do? It's great that you can come. Daring to show a long face to Sophia. Remember to show some respect. I would like to share my opinion. Aunt Mary walked over with a dissatisfied expression. Lucas, what are you doing now? She glanced at Sophia. A hint of disdain appeared on the face. You brought back such a person. What are you planning to do? Aunt Mary reached out to help me. Sophia suddenly spoke. Lucas, don't worry. Emily didn't push me on purpose. She just got too excited when she saw the heart of the ocean. I provide excellent protection for children. She gently stroked her abdomen. A thoughtful expression appeared on the face. Should I not bring this up in front of Emily? Aunt Mary's hand reached out, suddenly changed direction. You have signs of pregnancy. A flush of shyness spread across Sophia's face. Aunt, it has only been a month. Don't tell anyone outside. I sat on the ground in a daze. Pale, the gaze was fixed on her stomach. Can't help but think of my treasure. I stood up, trembling. The originally frail body has become even thinner due to exhaustion. Like a gust of wind, I seemed to disappear instantly. Lucas couldn't help frowning. Just left a week ago. Why do you look so tired? It's really troubling. Lucas stared at me with icy eyes. Aren't you getting up soon? Do you want to keep embarrassing yourself like this? I stepped aside from his hand that wanted to help me, slightly stabilized, then stood up. Lucas's emotions erupted. What are you doing here? Aren't you the one who had 2 kids for me? As a woman, you hit the 2 kids. This is really not good. Yes, I did make a mistake. You have that expression all day. Who is it for? Do you really think I want to betray you? Isn't it because you're bored every day, Emily? Stop pretending. When you were in middle school, have you ever done something inappropriate? Do you really think I don't know what happened between you and Ethan? The overwhelming hostility took my breath away. I looked at the angry man in front of me. Cannot believe it at all. What are you talking about? His voice trembled. Lucas stared at me with a cold gaze. What happened between me and my first child? The doctor tells you, your uterine condition is not very ideal. I checked. You dated Ethan in middle school. I heard you gave birth to a child for him. It's true, isn't it? I blinked, finally realized, he always thought. My private life is quite unreliable. When I was in middle school, I once fought a classmate. I gave Lucas a hard slap. This also allowed me to completely let go of my feelings for him. Lucas, I really didn't expect your thoughts to be so uncomfortable. It turns out it was in your heart. That's how you view me. My heart aches like a knife wound. After graduating from college, I have 2 children. The first child was born during the early stages of the company. I am filled with excitement. All the preparations are done. At the moment, Lucas mentioned that the company was still developing. Hope to get the career sorted out first, then consider marriage and having children. He influenced me. He proposed last year. The second child was born. I thought everything was quite natural, but Lucas said he wasn't ready to be a dad. I lost my child again. Lucas covered his face, staring at me in astonishment. Emily, how dare you hit me? Do you still want to marry me? A hint of disdain crossed his face. If you keep making such a fuss, we can't get married. Before, as soon as he mentions breaking up or canceling the wedding, he always strongly opposes whatever I say. Also took the initiative to cater to him. I burst out laughing. Lucas, have you seriously thought about marrying me? I stared intently. Sophia tightly held onto his sleeve, but Lucas suddenly stopped. He stared deeply into my eyes. The mouth keeps moving, but not a word was said. I gently tucked a loose strand of hair behind my ear. Lucas, let's break up. Although my voice is soft, but it spread to everyone's ears. Sophia's eyes sparkled with joy. I stared at Aunt Mary with a cold gaze. Aunt, thank you so much for your care over the years. I will find a way to repay you. After speaking, I feel really tired. I turned around and left. Not missed at all. Emily, wait, don't move. Blocking my way was Lucas. Don't put on a show in front of me. Do you think I'll regret this? Don't be too naive. If you truly want to break up, then return everything I bought. He frowned. Eyes look at me. The nose seemed to carry a hint of sarcasm. Even the clothes you're wearing now are included. Since you are so determined, let's go straight. He feels threatened by me, thought I wanted to control him by breaking up. Aunt Mary held his hand tightly. Please pay attention. Emily, we did this wrong. You go first. The aunt will explain the details to you later. Didn't expect Lucas to suddenly get energetic. I would like to see. Who dares to let her go? He frowned at me. Emily, aren't you particularly impressive? Didn't you say you wanted to break up with me? Let me see how resolute you are. Everyone around me was watching quietly. Some people couldn't help but laugh. Obviously, they think I don't really mean it when I say I want to break up. She also learned the tactic of feigned indifference. Just don't bother. A person like Lucas, how could there be only one woman if I were in her shoes? I would definitely choose silence. Sophia also heard this. She came over and said a few things to me. Emily, be careful. Don't be too carefree. Take care. I looked at everyone around me coldly. These guys really knew how to flatter me before. Still respectfully calls me sister-in-law today. I finally see their true colors. I tore the necklace off my neck without hesitation, and that beloved engagement ring all fell to the ground. Next, I started taking off my shoes and jacket. I gazed at Lucas with indifference. When I found that there was only one last undershirt left, my hand paused. Lucas smiled. Keep it up when your parents are gone. You need me to help you with everything. You can give it a try. I understand. The complexion looks a bit off. The midday sun is dazzling, but I feel extremely cold. Not even the strength to speak. I reached for the hem of my clothes, gently grabbed a corner. Lucas turned over, picked up my coat, gently patted my head. He glared at me with an angry look. Emily, you are amazing. I lowered my head slightly. A faint, cold smile hung on the face. Isn't this exactly what you wanted? Lucas, he is very angry. Please stay away. Please leave. I quickly got dressed. I unhesitatingly threw away the rings and necklace on the ground. I quickly left the Smith's place. The luggage is almost packed. The moment I left, the scene of my arrival flashed through my mind in the blink of an eye. 10 years have passed just like that. Lucas, our relationship is completely over. News of my breakup with Lucas has spread, but everyone is pondering. When will I be able to return? When can Lucas be soothed? Someone posted the news in their friend circle. Come on, place a bet on me. I think it's 3 days. In the comments section, someone mentioned a month. Some say it's 3 months. I blocked everyone related to Lucas, the invisible things, but it feels reassuring. I relaxed for quite a while, from starting school to graduation. I have always dreamed of following in Lucas's footsteps. Whatever he does, I will fully support it. Despite having many projects and tasks on hand, I still find it quite challenging. I don't want him to worry about me, don't want to be a poor student. Therefore, I always give my all. I really fear there will be problems, so that Lucas no longer has feelings for me. But now I finally understand this matter. Love someone, it's not just about how much he's worth. Love is love, even if your frequency is different from hers, not even on the same track. Love is about mutual understanding, mutual tolerance. It's not just one person who keeps investing. 3 months after leaving Lucas, I got a new job, became a bartender. When ice collides with metal, it was like conducting a symphony in hand, like a talented artist. Create an outstanding painting. Mixology is actually a remarkable performance. The guests paid for this performance. Ethan smoked a cigarette, raised an eyebrow, and looked at me. I told Emily, if you keep being a good girl, maybe not suitable for this job. Is it to get revenge on your ex-fiancé? That's why it's done so boldly. I couldn't help but roll my eyes. Can you say less? Teach me more about bartending. Ethan was my classmate in middle school. Still belongs to Ethan's family. The relationship between him and me in middle school was really good. Most of the time, the reason everyone can understand each other, mainly due to unsatisfactory grades. Just thinking of Lucas blaming me, said I had an abortion for Ethan. A chill swept through. Raise this hand a little higher. Ethan is truly an amazing teacher. I've gradually gained a bit of reputation at the bar. This job brings me a lot of joy. The bar is bustling with people today. I talked with a colleague about some matters. I heard a big boss is coming today. These people immediately got to work. Emily, you are truly beautiful. It would be great to meet someone capable. That's great. I didn't criticize her, just smiled softly. Forget it, let's not do this. I would rather be the boss myself. Also doesn't want to rely on the big boss's funding. More and more people. I'm super busy. Good autumn. Can you help me tie my hair up? A few strands of hair from the ponytail drifted in the wind. It just blocked my view. The only person who is free now. It's Ethan sitting at the bar. You will let me do something. Ethan just touched my hair. Suddenly, a figure jumped out from the bar, went straight for Ethan's face. Who are you to touch her? Screams echoed all around. The two people quickly became entangled with each other. In the dim light, I saw the figure that burst in. It turned out to be Lucas. The name Lucas, your reaction is really over the top. I rushed over and grabbed him, but there was no response. Lucas, I gave him a hard slap. Suddenly, the world fell silent. I'm out of breath, pulling Lucas's hair. Are you calm now? What's wrong with you? Lucas's expression was grim, gave Ethan a warning glance, then yanked me out. We argued all the way, until reaching the door. I finally broke free from his control. What do you want to say? Please don't disturb me while I'm working. Lucas's situation is much worse than I expected. He stared at me with a severe gaze. What are you in such a hurry for? Even the bar owner looks up to you. Emily, outstanding horses know to look ahead. I am so angry. You're concerned about whether I've truly changed my mind. What does it have to do with you? A hint of grievance showed on his face. It feels like I'm sorry for him. Lucas, remember, you're about to become a dad. I want to think about the kind of life I want to live, who to be with. Does it relate to you? I just turned around. Lucas stopped me. Sophia and I are no longer together, he shouted loudly, staring at me with expectations in their eyes. I feel like I should be happy right away, pounce on him, thank him for his support. I was so angry that I burst out laughing, slyly stared at him. I actually don't care who you broke up with. Lucas felt a sudden unease. Emily, please don't go. I have broken up with Sophia. I mentioned it long ago. Sophia is far from foolish. She is like a female sea king, spread a wide net, a benefactor like Lucas. It's clearly not enough with just him. She wasn't really sure inside. I wonder if Lucas will really give me up for her, the child in her womb. It's not even Lucas's. Upon hearing this, I couldn't help but laugh. Emily, how about we find a time to talk? There are quite a few misunderstandings between us. I know about the things between you and Ethan. It's all fake. Can we have a serious conversation? I don't think it's necessary to communicate with Lucas. Just like when I discovered his betrayal, the first thought was to break up. In fact, I've always been a decisive person in terms of emotions. I'm just a bit hesitant after the emotional disconnect with Lucas. I just realized how naive I used to be. Lucas, I don't think we need to communicate anymore. Our relationship is over. Lucas is going to take something from me and say you bought it. Should I return it to you? I speak very coldly, even if you want me to take it off. I can't escape either. Lucas's face suddenly turned pale. That's not how I meant it. I'm much calmer than he thinks. This left Lucas a bit confused. Emily, I was indeed mistaken about the previous matter. Now I understand my mistake. There was a hint of remorse and reluctance in his eyes. Sorry, I sincerely apologize to you. I stared intensely at his face, hearing his remorse. It just seems so absurd. He is completely unaware of his mistake. I broke free from his constraints, make him a bit unhappy. I don't care about your apology. He's still chasing after. I couldn't help but teasingly say, Lucas, please don't appear in front of me. He watched me leave with a waxy, pale face. The assistant's call interrupted his train of thought. The sounds over there seem urgent and startled. Lucas, we found out that the lady had surgery 3 months ago. Lucas hurried back to the company. The medical records on the table were lifted at one side by the wind. Haven't been here for a long time. He didn't dare to approach. Fingers trembled slightly. Hold the case tightly in one's arms when his gaze fell on my name. Lucas held his breath. The assistant cautiously mentioned, the surgery is scheduled for the day after the lady's birthday. Lucas's heart beat gently. What are you talking about? He suddenly recalled what happened that day. Lucas felt a bit nervous. He suddenly remembered the day I was kicked out. That look of disappointment and helplessness. But at that time, he, without a doubt, because he is very clear, I won't leave, he never expected it. I actually chose to have an abortion without hesitation. Lucas carefully picked up the medical record, afraid of breaking it. This is the 3rd baby of the 2 of us. But now everything is gone. It turns out Sophia is pregnant. That's why my face looks so angry. Lucas stayed quietly at the company all night. Cigarette butts are piled up like a mountain in the ashtray. He was momentarily stunned. Don't know how to get along with me, I thought after talking to Lucas. He probably won't come looking for me again. I didn't expect he would rent out the whole bar. The ground was covered with red roses, like a beautiful bouquet, even the usual upbeat dance songs. It also becomes like a wedding in a dream. Lucas wore a white suit, holding a bouquet of red roses, slowly walking towards me. Emily, I wasn't really attentive to you before, but I have come to understand these days. From now on, I will only be good to you, no matter what happens. I will always put you first. The child is gone, but it's okay. We can have another one in the future. If you don't want children, let's consider adopting one from now on. I only listen to you, Lucas. He knelt down on one knee to me. The face is full of tenderness. The people around were shouting, why not marry him? Hurry and marry him. My colleague teased me, Emily, you are really lucky. Didn't expect it was Lucas proposing. Just agree to him quickly. Yeah, such an excellent person, it would be a pity to miss it. I coldly watched everything happening before me. He understood Lucas's intention. Isn't it just to show off in front of so many people? I will definitely agree to him. He thought I still harbored love for him, as long as he apologizes. I will definitely let him go. In a lively environment, my laughter sounds especially lonely. Lucas, what makes you think I would forgive you? This is to humiliate me in front of my lover. Just to make him happy. Send me a fake necklace. It made me very awkward. Could it be your lover is stirring up trouble for you? You don't care. You are pretending to have amnesia on purpose. Am I feeling confused? Or saying, I helped you have children a few times, but your lover is pregnant. Moved into your home with confidence. I just don't understand. What makes you think I should forgive you? Whenever I speak, Lucas's expression grew increasingly darker. The surrounding noise quieted down. Only faint whispers remain. Lucas felt a bit nervous, swallowed. Emily, I admit that I was wrong, but I still love you. During the time you've been away, I think about you every day. I understand there are many ways I disappointed you. However, my love for you is real. We've known each other for 10 years. It all started in high school. Go home together after school. After graduation, you've always been there with me at the company, striving together. With every step we take, leave traces of each other. Can I have another chance? I really need you. I can feel it. Lucas feels truly regretful now. This reminds me of the time he first betrayed me. She is a female college student. Lucas broke up with her without mercy, then turned around and cried in front of me. He admitted his mind was a bit chaotic. Just now it was a bit confusing. We have accompanied each other for so many years. He has always loved me. His regret was very real. At least at that time, his love for me comes from the heart. What is the final outcome? He shouts he loves me, but betrayed me behind my back. Speaking of this, a cold smile curled at the corners of my mouth. Lucas, it's because I've devoted 10 whole years to you, so I need to quickly solve the problem. Don't expect me to forgive you here. The corners of Lucas's mouth twitched slightly. He stared at me with an incredulous look. Please explain things more clearly. I'm sorry, I can't help you. His eyes are red. Tears slid down quietly. In your opinion, have we just wasted these 10 years? How can you be so heartless? That's too harsh. He completely let down his guard. I know, you must still feel unhappy about Sophia. I had her come personally to apologize to you. I had her figure it out. We're no longer involved. When Sophia was brought over by his assistant, she made me barely recognize her. She once enjoyed great glory. Now wearing tattered clothes, wounded all over, countless. He saw me at that moment, kneel down and beg for mercy. I was really wrong. Emily, please help me. Let Lucas spare my life. I was really wrong. Really shouldn't interfere in your relationship. I stared at Sophia and Lucas in surprise. Lucas stared at me intently. She has seen through it. It's indeed her fault. I'm no longer involved with her. Why are you unwilling to believe? He dashed over, pounced directly at my feet. Emily, I beg you, can you take one more look at me? I was initially drawn to her because she liked me. That's how it went wrong. You are all I think about. I feel a bit unwell. You disappoint me. Do you really think so? Do I hate her? Every word I say, all brought shame to Lucas, the person I dislike the most. It's you. You once promised to make a lifelong commitment to me, but in the end, it was a betrayal that ended the relationship. It's you. You are the one who has been deceiving me from behind. All the planning is under your control. One hand alone can't make a sound. If it weren't for your problem, how could she possibly choose to be with you? Lucas, you still haven't realized your mistake, have you? His face turned pale, fell straight to the ground. No, not like that. That's not how it is. Emily, the one truly loved in the heart is you. He stared at Sophia nervously. The eyes were filled with anxiety. It's you. You really attracted me. You must be right. How could I let my wife go? He suddenly grabbed the fruit fork nearby, walked straight towards Sophia. Sophia's thigh was injured. Cried out in pain. Lucas is here. I suddenly widened my eyes. Ethan sprang out of the darkness. She pushed Lucas out with a kick. Lucas looked at Ethan. The gaze gradually became emotionless. It's you. You must be flirting with my wife. I may make you feel uncomfortable. He rushed over. As a result, Ethan's hand was cut. Just as Lucas raised the fruit fork again, I stand in front of Ethan. Blocked her. The anticipated pain did not arrive. Lucas looked at me in disbelief. Are you blocking something for him? Emily, what are your reasons for supporting him? A bright red handprint appeared on Lucas's face. Are you awake now? How long are you going to drag this out? A siren rang outside. I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. I just spotted Sophia. Immediately sent a text to report. When Lucas was taken away, still staring at me unwillingly. I really don't have time to take care of him. Quickly take Ethan to the hospital. How have you been recently? Blood seeped from the palm. It hurts just to look at it. Ethan smiled gently. Don't worry. This little injury is nothing at all. Just think about it. How to explain this to the Smiths? I gently closed my lips. How should I express it? Be honest and straightforward. Lucas wants to see me, but I didn't agree. Please ask the police officer to pass it on to him. I have completely cut off ties with him. There will never be any intersection again. I've added up the money the Smith family has spent on me over the past few years. All transferred to Aunt Mary's account. Since then, I don't owe the Smiths anything anymore. Lucas was sentenced to 3 years in prison, confirmed as schizophrenia again, calling my name every day, very excited. Smash things desperately. Ultimately, they can only be sent to a mental health center. When I heard the news, not a wrinkle on the face. The result is good. It is the ending he deserves.